space, and here's the big development in the corporate space. Tech major Infosys has filed a consent application with SEBI for its former CFO's severance package. The application says the company wants to resolve all allegations of non-compliance with corporate governance standards and disclosure norms. Kritika joins us now with the details. So Kritika, take us through this consent application that's been filed by Infosys with the market regulator.
So, Shri, let me answer some important questions that will arise. What exactly is the settlement? As you pointed out, the settlement is about the 17.38 crore rupees of severance package that was given to former CFO Rajiv Bansal in October 2015. At that point in time, and recently there have been important discussions around this issue, where what emerged was that there were two areas that required them to take approvals of audit committee as well as the nomination and remuneration committee. As per SEBI norms, these two nods are required to reach any kind of settlement or a severance or a monetary agreement with any party or an individual. Since these norms were not followed, Infosys is covering its bases. Why now? We have been able to confirm from our sources that there wasn't any consent, there wasn't any show cause notice as such. But the reason why they are going ahead with the consent application is because with the new CEO coming on board, they want to cover all their bases, and that's why they have gone ahead and filed this. What could the settlement be? Typically, the settlement is usually a monetary agreement, or perhaps they could go back to the drawing board and look at revising the original severance package. But that is a very rare case. Depending on the severity of the issue, SEBI takes a decision, and in some cases, it may just be a warning and not a monetary settlement. How long does the process take, Shireen? About starting with 4 weeks up to about 12 weeks is typically the process. If it's a complicated agreement, it takes up to 6 months.
All right, Kritika, appreciate you joining us. Let's bring in quick reactions now. Sriram Subramaniam from InGovern and Sandeep Parekh, founder of FinSec Law Advisors and former ED at SEBI, also with us. Gentlemen, appreciate you joining us. So, Sandeep, would it be fair then to assume that this consent application is a way for Infosys to, in a sense, put the ghost of the past to rest?
Yes, I think that seems to be, and given the timing as well with the new MD CEO coming in, and that seems to be the theme that they want to put quietus to past issues, and also I think they don't want to start anew because this is a very ripe time for class action lawsuits in the US, so they probably want to nip that in the bud as well.
Okay. So, Sriram, would you then agree with Sandeep that this is also to protect Infosys from any future liabilities on account of actions of the past, especially since Infosys has said in its consent application that the adequate disclosures were not made and also approvals of the NRC as well as the audit committee were not taken before arriving at that severance package with the former CFO?
Yes, in the past also we have pointed out that the company has not made adequate disclosures or proper disclosures to the investors, and so it is, I think, high time that the company under its new dispensation at least came out clean, or at least said that there was something amiss, and this sort of, at least as Sandeep said, wards of class action suits. 1, 2 is also sort of at least sort of puts to end the lack of disclosures that was made on the severance agreement.
So, Sandeep, right. Sandeep, very quickly before I let the two of you go, what could this mean? How long does a process like this typically take? And if Infosys were to be found guilty of not complying with the SEBI rules, what could it amount to?
So, first question, I think, how long does it take? We've filed many consent applications. I'll give you a practical answer, which is applications that we have filed take 6 months to 8 months before even the first, conversation starts with SEBI. I mean, if this is an exception because the high-profile case, I don't know, but on average, we're seeing at least a year's time elapses before consent proceedings are concluded. And on your second question, I think that it's hard to really predict. So let's see how it goes. But it's usually cases like this would almost always result in a monetary penalty and not in any kind of reversal of severance pay, etc. So, but typically, I mean, it would cases like this would be more monetary.